Welcome to Phails. My name is Phillip Jones, and today my guest is David Garrison. He is a playful, authentic connector, and he's the Central Texas Mankind Project iGroup coordinator. Welcome to the show, David. You want to wave at everybody? They're in all these cameras.
All the cameras. Great to be here, Phillip.
Yeah, thanks. Phil for you. Today, Phil fails at men's work. And David Garrison is a real skilled and experienced man in this area. You've been a part of different organizations or groups of men designed to bring about men's work and men's groups. Is that true?
Yeah, that's right. It's definitely been a big interest of mine, especially like the last 20 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you're a part right now of two different men's groups. Can you name them?
Yes. Excuse me. Yeah, so there's two formal organizations, and then there's a couple of other groups that are informal, right? They're not actually a solid organization, But the two big ones are Mankind Project,
Yep.
which is a worldwide organization, and it's got a presence in, I think it's like 27, 28 countries.
Yeah.
So it's like a worldwide thing, and it's been around about 30 years. We can talk more about that. And then there's something called the East Bay Circle of Men, EBCOM, that's out in the East Bay, kind of centered in Oakland, but there are men all over the Bay Area that are a part of it, including a few men like myself who I live, 1,500 miles from there.
Yeah.
And I've been a part of that for about 8 years.
Okay. And full disclosure, I am a Mankind Project initiated man. Were you at my initiation weekend?
I was not only at your initiation, but I was in a more intimate part of that.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
But I actually remember being there and holding space.
Yeah. Land of my grandfather.
Land of my grandfathers, yes.
Yeah. Wonderful experience. The Mankind Project New Warrior Training Adventure.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the sort of the entry portal into the Mankind Project.
Yeah.
It's like a 2.5-day immersive experience.
And I'm not a part, how do I say this? I'm not in any formal Mankind Project men's groups now, but I sit with two different groups of Mankind Project men's weekly. One is one other Mankind Project man. He and I have a one-on-one, a dyad. And then another one is two other Mankind Project, and we sit together once a week, both of those. So I'm kind of drawing upon my experience, and I think regularly I've thought about getting to an iGroup or finding a more formal connection or entry point back into MKP. Mankind Project is abbreviated MKP for a lot of folks. So if David says MKP,
that's right,
he means Mankind Project.
Yeah. I just want to say, for people listening, let's see. Yeah, I think there is this thing within, when we talk about men's work, one of the fundamental manifestations of that is learning tools that allow us to come together in a circle and support each other.
Yeah.
And those circles, like the tool set is endless. There are some fundamental principles, though, that I've experienced in almost all of these circles. And the size of them can range from a group of 15, 20 men to 2 men sitting in a cafe and creating a space where the vulnerability and the ability to support is present.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing you say is you've created two different groups of men for your support. One of them is 2 men and one of them is 3 men.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Some people call them containers.
Yes, that's another.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a jargon that we use.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And before we get into the questions, we're going to ask Phil Phails 5 questions on men's work. I want to invite in some historic context around our relationship
Okay.
that you and I we've had adventures together
Mhm.
at Pace Bend where you were, there was kind of an extreme event where you were helicoptered to a hospital to get your neck repaired when we jumped from the highest cliff, and your neck was damaged.
Yes.
And we've sat in circles.
And you were one of my friends who rescued me,
Yeah.
and where I had this profound experience of feeling loved
Mm-hmm.
by men so profoundly. It was just so amazing.
Yeah,
So yeah.
we floteled you for probably a half a mile. I think every time I describe it, the miles it gets
It was a
longer.
long way.
In 5 years, it'll be like, we floteled him for 10 miles. But I think it was probably maybe somewhere between like
A third of a mile.
Yeah,
Third of a mile.
let's
Yes.
just call it a third of a
Yes.
mile.
Yes.
To a
But there
place
were
where
waves and sharks everywhere.
there weren't actually sharks.
No,
on
no, no,
it.
no.
But, and we've gone camping together, and we've spent time together both in circle in men's groups,
Yes.
the group that met on Monday mornings, which was the group that kind of led me towards my initiation, and then also in informal groups of a community of men that we both love and appreciate. And the ghost is that we've had a lot of tension in our relationship.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of like rupture and disconnect, and like, this isn't exactly what it is, but like, I don't like you either type of vibes.
Yeah. Could I?
Absolutely.
Yeah. One frame that I have using men's jargon here, men's work jargon,
Mm-hmm.
is that uh, there's something about us and the history that we bring to the present that there's something there that where we in some ways trigger each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like for me, it's like there's a part of me that is like really open and loving and trusting, and then there's another part that gets a little bit the opposite of that.
Mm-hmm.
And um, and a big part of the work is to bring that out into the sunlight to where we can learn from that and continue to grow.
Yeah.
And I just want to name that I know I've been growing a ton, and there's been a number of relationships where there's been fissures and stuff that have been healed, and now I'm closer than I've ever been. And here we are, due to your reaching out and reconnecting and opening up this possibility. And now it's like the part of me that's loving towards you is just feeling really present.
Yeah.
And the part of me that's triggered is feeling a lot safer and sort of like it's so I just want to lay that out, that this is what's happening here is we're creating a little men's circle
Yeah.
and getting to continue to grow.
Heck yeah. Part of the thing that when I reached out to you, I was looking for help finding another mankind project or another men's work leader.
Yes.
And the person that you suggested, it just didn't work out for some reason. And you
Yeah.
said, well, what about me?
No, there were two other men.
Yeah. And neither
Two
of
other
them worked
men,
out.
and neither of them worked out. Yeah.
And you said, well, what about me? I've done all this work. And you listed all the work. And I said, man, you are a perfect person. And I thought, we've had so much challenge and strife. I was worried about it. And then I thought, well, what a beautiful thing to allow to unfold. I mean, why not put whatever this is on display? It could be exciting if we do get triggered and feel frustration. Like, all these people can watch this intimate, real kind of thing unfold. And not that I plan for it to unfold. It just always has between you and I.
Right.
I mean, yelling at you and like leaving circles at the night and just, so in me there's a vulnerability in saying, okay, if those types of things arise, How will I navigate that now? How will we model for other folks, men having challenge? Because I think in the
Mm.
past I haven't handled it well.
Mm.
Um,
Wow.
and
Philip, I'm feeling really touched by your vulnerability, and sharing this with whoever's going to see this.
yeah,
I really, really appreciate that, and feeling very happy being here with you.
yeah. All right. So, with all that said, y'all look out
They're
for
like, "Who are these guys? What are they doing?"
what are they doing? What are we doing? Yeah. Well,
Mm.
right now we're gonna do Phil Fails 5 questions.